Unit 3, Learning Target Number 2, Finding the LCM with Factor Trees. Once again, you can probably figure out that if we try to write the multiples of larger numbers down, it becomes a little bit difficult. So we can use factor trees to find the LCM, the least common multiple, as well. And here's how it works. We do the same thing to find our factor trees of each of the numbers. So 24 can be broken down into, let's take 6 and 4 this time. 6 and 4. Break those down into 2 and 2. 6 breaks down into 2 and 3. And so our factorization, our prime factorization, is 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. 32 breaks down into, let's try 16 and 2 this time. 16 and 2. 2 is a prime number. 16 breaks down into 8 and 2. 2 is a prime number. 8 breaks down into 4 and 2. 2 is a prime number. 4 breaks down into 2 and 2. And that also leaves us with two prime numbers, 2 and 2. So our prime factorization is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. And we can check that to be sure. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 times 3 is 24. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16, times 2 is 32. So once again, let's put these on top of each other and see what we can figure out. 2 times 2 times 2 times 3, and 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Now, when we are doing the LCM, we group our numbers differently. What we're going to do is we're going to take all the different numbers that are factors and take the largest number from each of these. So, we have 24 and 32. Which of these two has the greatest number of 2's? 32 has the greatest number of 2's. It has 5. So we'll multiply 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Then we move on to the 3's. Which of these has a greater number of 3's? 24 has the greater number of 3's, and it only has 1. So we multiply that by one of the 3's. We multiply this out. That gives us 4 times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16, times 2 is 32, times 3 is 96. And that is the least common multiple. That is the smallest number that 24 and 32 go into. Let's use what we've learned about LCM to use it to solve a problem. Here we have William works out on the following schedule. Every 4th day he does the bench press, and every 6th day he does bicep curls. How many days until he winds up doing both the bench presses and the curls on the same day? What we're asking is, if he does it every 4th day and every 6th day, on which day will he do both of these? We can find this out using the least common multiple. We're going to do that two different ways. We'll start by just listing out our common multiples. So, since we're starting with every 4th day, we'll know that he'll do that on the 4th day. We'll know he'll do it on the 8th day, on the 12th day, the 16th day, 20th day, 24th day, etc. Now, let's try it with 6. He'll do it on the 6th day. He'll do it on the 12th day. He'll do it on the 18th day. He'll do it on the 24th day, and so on. Now let's find our common multiples. We come across the first one to be common is 12. Once again, we do have another common multiple, but we want the least common multiple, and that is 12. So we know our answer is 12. Now let's try doing it using factor trees. Here we'll take 4, and we'll find that we can break that down into two prime factors, 2 and 2, so that our prime factorization is 2 times 2. With 6, we break that down into two factors, and that's 2 and 3. Both of them are prime. And that gives us 2 times 3. Now let's look at this. Which one has the greatest number of 2's? 4 does, with 2 of them. And which one has the greatest number of 3's? 6 has the greatest number of 3's with 1 3. So we'll come over here and we'll multiply this by 3. Let's put them together. 2 times 2 is 4, times 3 is 12. So the least common multiple should be 12, and it is.